I started actually playing drums after I learned playing organ and guitar. And the thing is with drums, as crazy as it sounds maybe to you, but I'm more concentrated on developing, my own voice by kind of, just playing what I felt good for the compositions. And that's also, how my books happened, because I wanted to kind of, hear everything in this independent sort of way, or kind of in a stereo way. That's why I kind of, played or learned how to play, all these different kind of patterns against each other because, I kind of heard actually that in my head and wanted to realize it, but with obeying the musicality. So, but drummers I've listened to, of course, when I was like, 12, 13, 14 years old, were Simon Phillips, Terry Bozzio, Buddy Rich, Vinnie Colaiuta. Right. That's what I definitely grew up with, and I love these guys playing and their approaches. There's many more, of course, too. But I also like, just listening to Kraftwerk's music, and stuff like that. Just mainly, actually, playing to serve the music, or bringing something across that sounds great, And of course, sometimes live, when you play, for example, right now with Joe Satriani, when I play drum solos or with aristocrats, there's also showmanship involved, or technique. That's what the people want to hear live, isn't it? But yeah, mainly, I like, the range of dynamic, and kind of, playing, as musical as you can, with like a lot of heart and soul in it. Okay. Um, well, drums are definitely the instrument that I like to play live a lot, because this is my most virtuous instrument, I would say. This is like, the instrument where I completely can express myself freely without hitting the record button on and off. With guitar, it's exactly another approach, which I really like because I really use it mainly for writing songs in the studio. On and off, I play something live, but it's not like that I go out with a guitar all the time, and shred in front of audiences. But that's what, for me, like a melodic instrument is not really made for. To me, I like this balance. When I write, the main thing is always like, the groove and the vibe, and everything else that happens on top, which is kind of virtuous, see it as a bonus. A lot. Well, with Aristocrats, that's our band. That's actually the band, with Brian Beller, Guthrie Govan, and myself, and we all write equally. We write at home, but then bring it to the studio and play it live. And that is the difference between LMR, because that thing happened, first of all, only, between Tony Levin and myself. And we started also writing at home, but also recording at home. So the songs you hear there, are mostly like, you can hear this on some of the demos that ended up actually also on the special edition. These are things I completely envisioned, already. And I loved on both bands, with Aristocrats and LMR. I really like, that I can kind of, guide this in a little bit different direction, of what people sometimes would expect, you know. That is something I really like because a lot of people think like, or they expecting like a, fusion shred record or some stuff like that, but I'm not really into that a lot of times. So to me, it's again about, creating an aura, or, good vibe. To me, the composition is what counts, that touches you. Um, well, first of all, I am not really a prog rock guy. That's completely wrong. I mean, you guys are interested in prog rock. I am not. But a lot of people think I am for some reason because, I get sometimes hired to play on productions like Stevens or something, but I come from a completely different background. My favorite bands, first of all, are Queen, Led Zeppelin, The Police, but then also stuff like Slayer, more that kind of, or PIL, Public Image Limited, more like punky stuff, and also great composers like Ryuichi Sakamoto. I was never really big, into that prog kind of thing, even though I appreciate, of course, a lot of musicianship. So when Stephen approached me, actually, before we recorded that album, I really had no idea how he sounded like or what he does. So to this day, I really don't know actually any Porcupine Tree songs, which was the band where he used to play at. So, I mean, we played one thing live, I guess, one song, but that was it. And so, when I heard the songs, I thought like, wow, that's kind of cool, and sounds a little bit like Pink Floyd or Yes and all this kind of stuff, and it's great. It was really 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 fun to work with, and he let us do like a lot of. He didn't really give me a lot of guidelines. He said like, look, I just love your playing and what you bring to the music, so just do your thing. So that was really awesome. So it was definitely a good process. We recorded pretty quick. It was done in 5 days. That was it. I mean, we had like only we kind of gathered as a band in the studio and then did a few takes and period. So do I think this is one of the best albums I've worked on? That I don't know. I don't want to let's leave that question open, I guess. Hmm. No, I think we record in April, and I don't even know if I don't even know if I have the time for it because I'm on the road with Joe Satriani and also with Aristocrats, and so it takes actually that takes a lot of time, and I like of course to concentrate on my bands, where I write music, but we'll see. That's cool. Thank you. Well, I think, music is always about passion and about fun, isn't it? It's not about being depressed or, angry. Well, maybe angry, but sometimes, or getting the vibe or across, you know, to kind of do this authentic, But, well, yes, I mean, I believe that you can play everything with authenticity that you really like, because automatically when you like a certain style of music, then you can automatically play it. That's what I really believe in, and I am a fan of all kinds of music. I listen to Queen, to Prince, but also like, to hardcore metal, So, that's why, it's kind of fun to adopt all these kinds of styles. And you see, like, with our band Aristocrats especially, where, Brian and I, we listen to Slayer and all this kind of stuff, and then, that's the music that we grew up, on. Exactly these kind of things. We were interested in the facility, of course, but also in the attitude, So, yeah, there you go. So I think, this is the key to that. Yes, it would be absolutely would have been different. Because, well, at home, well, here's the deal. Well, from what I did actually in that approach, I wrote complete songs, pretty much. And nobody really talked me into it. When you're face to face, you have to collaborate when you write together. And well, it came to a collaboration, of course. That happens automatically because everybody adds, their ingredients also when you write at home. So that would have been definitely the difference. But yeah, overall, I kind of really liked it because it came so much, out of the blue, and in while we are all being reclusive at home, so there's something really private and special about it. that is different. That's a difficult question. You can't really. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, they're all wonderful people, and I just really enjoy working on good music, and then chemistry automatically happens. Well, of course, my band Aristocrats is very dear to me, because the three of us, we kind of really lock very well on so many levels, like personally and playing wise, but so it's like playing with Jordan, for example. Jordan Rudess is a fantastic player, isn't he? And so they all have like there's certain things where they shine at, and globally speaking, it's really fun to work with all these people. So thank you first of all for seeing it that way. I mean, look, I always want to have fun with all this. It's never like about like thinking, oh, I have to do this or I must do that. But as long as you continue to perform and play and take this serious, the wiser you grow. And I just like writing different styles of music, always going new directions. That brings it with it when you can hear this on my solo records. They never really repeat, and I kind of like that. I mean, the style is still there, but I love experimenting. I love going to places that I haven't been before. It's like traveling, isn't it? A little bit. But yeah, I mean, I think you always put like a certain stamp for the style, on it, or for what you do. You are, yeah, true. If you're true to yourself, you kind of bring that across, and people will recognize it. I hope. It seems that way. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I love Italian audiences. Always, very dear, always a good celebration time, and, very open-minded, for music. I really enjoy that a lot, so you're always very good listeners, I love Italy, for various reasons. I have many dear friends actually in Italy too, and I always love, going there. And yeah, so basically, yeah, your country rocks hard, and we are looking so much forward to coming back there next year, actually, with the Aristocrats. All right, man. Thank you again, and I'm signing off here. All right, mate. See ya.